Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm the full-time drama queen. Sorry for the echo. Yes, we are back. So today I would love to introduce to you a very colorful, exuberant and bright human that I happen to know from Instagram. She's beautiful, she's really sweet, and I would like to introduce you guys to Nadia. Welcome.
Hi.
How are you?
You're so thank you. I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad it's Friday. Really snuggle up and watch Sanford and Son.
Right, definitely. What's your favorite show?
Honestly, I feel like I always could just it's always funny, no matter and it's always randomly. That's a good one. But Avatar the Last.
I'm sorry, but it sounds like the audio's cutting in and out. I wonder why. Do you have another earbud? Maybe it would bounce it out the sound.
Yeah.
But no
Let me put them
worries.
both in. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So you were saying,
Oh, but now I can't hear
yeah, it's
you.
so what? Hold on 1 second. Let me try this. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
Here
Okay.
goes.
We back.
It's fine.
But word, it's live, so sometimes that happens. They know. But so you were saying that your favorite show, you really like comedy, anything comedy.
Yeah, anything kind of like Avatar, like Last Airbender, tunes, and a little bit of action too.
Awesome, that's dope. So are you somebody that likes a series or a classic movie?
A little bit of both, but I feel like Black movie or Disney show, and I'll
Mm.
like the from whatever's going on. I just finished.
Oh, okay, cool. So I know we're having this talk today, and it's actually pretty interesting because life is always changing, things are always moving, and sometimes we need to sit back and think about the here and the now. So, where would you say your journey has taken you thus far, your life journey,
Um,
as a creative,
it's definitely
especially?
been a ride.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It's creative. It's been such a discovery because it's been
Oh,
um so when I really young. My first Christmas I remember getting is a camera.
oh wow.
So like yeah, so pictures if there's a camera or in a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Took me until like after college dig deep into it to type of monetary gain, live.
Mm-hmm.
Um I mean it went from to just full time. So
Nice.
for it. But still a
Right. What would you say you're grateful for in this season right now that you could give thanks to yourself or to someone?
mm, honestly for both to self,
Mm,
just keeping my own peace of mind and doing to keep that tight, to fall into comparison like this.
right.
It's supposed to feel like this. Um, but family and friends are really good. It's calming me down from my own. and reminding me of the good things that kind of came out of nowhere. Reminds me that good just pop up out of nowhere, and I
Right.
just
Right.
yeah.
So you feel like sometimes, your friends and your family bring you strength when you do need that encouragement. So that's really good. So I think that support and, having that peace of mind, like, and then having that support to back it up, like that validation, from ourselves and from our friends and family, it means a lot because it means like, they understand where we're coming from and they know who we are.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Being able to be like vulnerable with you know is good. Not just listen
Yeah.
to comparisons or something.
Right. Right. Yeah, definitely. I find that compassion is something that people can have a little more of in this day and age. I feel like because of all that we've been through. How can you speak to that on compassion? Because I know you're in this discovery phase and you have disclosed with me that compassion is something that you're working on.
I'm for myself right now.
Hmm.
So much life has changed with
Wow.
the year, or let alone. So passing of my grandmother, and then I still got to be here. Um, where I chose to find a lot because none of those things, but I still had to live through, like, get up every single day else to
Mm.
focus on, or something to not feel so burdened. Even though it did, it is still feel like it's happening. To give myself, or in giving, in grace, in being everything, and I don't control everything. Continue to adapt in order
Mm.
to adapt to everything, because if I don't want to adapt, I could.
Yeah, I hear that.
So
And I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah. Um, I think when it comes to self and compassion, we are, it is so important for us to be reminded that we deserve compassion for ourselves and in our journey because life really can be really, really hard for just many reasons. And I just, try my hardest to be a little intentional with everything, because it's such a short time that we have and we never know, one day here, gone tomorrow. So I definitely understand how hard that can be. Um, but what would you say has been a trust the process moment that you feel you had to really trust the process? Can you hear me? Did I go out? There we go. Is that the speaker audio?
can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Say
Say something.
something. I can't hear you. Happening.
Maybe do you have it's weird because it's like a little bit of a lag and a delay and I'm trying to like catch every word that you're saying, but I feel like once we play the playback it probably won't be that way. Um but let me see something. Maybe you can take the headphones out and do the audio from the computer. Might be easier.
I think you said this.
How was that? Oh, it's so clear. It opened up.
No, I still can't hear you.
Oh my gosh, your audio sounds great. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Weird.
I
I'm
feel
just
I
like,
feel I feel like our communication at one point I was like trying to hear you and you're trying to hear me. That's okay.
it's perfectly fine. Okay, I'm
Yes.
sorry. But
Awesome.
you're
That's
talking
okay. This is so much better. Oh my
good.
goodness.
Okay, good, good, good,
Yes.
good.
Yes. So a trust the process moment.
hmm
When do those really like come about like for you in like
Every
your
morning.
day to day? Oh,
Every morning. So I've, on trend with like the new year resolutions I'm trying
right,
to
right.
figure out. I've been choosing to meditate. Well, write three things I'm grateful for, like physically and
Wow.
through journal. Um, and meditate for at least like 15 to 20 minutes. And that can
Wow.
be inside in my chair, or that could be in here, or whatever. And then before I really, really get my day started, I'll like go for a walk. Um,
Nice.
and that's been really helping me to like decompress my dreams because my dreams have been really crazy lately.
Oh,
Like a tower
dreams.
fell.
Like a
Like,
real dream. Like, oh,
yeah.
okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, like I like the other night I was in this one bedroom apartment that I've never seen before, and I was sleeping on the couch with my older sister, and the next thing you know there's smoke outside and we're saving this little boy, and I had no idea who that little boy was. It was crazy. So figuring
Mm,
that out, um and also just like decompressing because I majority of
mm,
like my sadness or my depression or anxiety really hits me strong in the morning because I think that I should know what I'm doing each and every day or something because I'm so used to that. Um,
routine and schedule.
Exactly. So, in creating this new schedule for myself, I've kind of opened up the rest of the day for me because if I get those three things done, or at least two out of the three done every
Hmm.
morning, then I feel like much more readily able to adapt throughout the rest of the day. Because even like a couple of days ago, my car just died. I was chilling at the park reading, and then I was
Hmm.
like, okay, I'm hot now. And I go to turn my car on, and it was like, no, you're sitting outside some more. So I was like, oh,
Right,
cool.
right. So when those things come up, you say, okay, let's trust the process. So,
hmm
but how does that? What does that like look like for you? Like saying an affirmation or trying to do opposite to emotion, like action. Like, what would you say?
I would say I like 3 to 4 deep breaths. Um,
Ooh.
and then in the deep breaths I'm trying to kind of feel it out in my body.
Mm.
Like with whatever comes first. And I'm thinking like I can give an example of my hands because my hands will like tingle or something
Ooh.
like that. And then I want to say through somatic therapy or one of those, um, your hand or when your hands feel whatever, that's the sensation that you need to be more trusting. So you need to release and like
Oh
give it away
wow.
or whatever.
Hmm.
So then I just lean into that. But if it's not my hands, then it'll be like my gut, or if my throat tickles or something, then I just follow the chakra system, and then I'm just like, okay, okay, and then I go into research
Hmm.
mode, like what that means. And then
Okay. I love
yeah,
this.
yeah, I'll get into that. Or numbers.
Yeah. Wow. I'm interested in all those things. I'm very much an explorer when it comes to just the mind and the body and the soul. Like whatever I can do to better my peace in my life, I'm gonna do for myself.
Period. I'm gonna at least try it. I'm gonna at least
At
try
least
it. See
try
what
it. Give it a good
happens.
try. Exactly.
Ex-
So a lot of people on my channel are looking for a little bit of a guide when it comes to like mental health,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like there's no one right answer for a lot of, things. However, I feel like everybody's experience can kind of teach someone else. And you did mention something about depression and anxiety. What can you speak to that? Maybe to help someone else that's going through it, or to help you and just reflect.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Um, I always tell people like the worst year of my
Hmm.
life that I remember was 2017.
Hmm.
And that was when I found out the actual definition for depression.
Okay.
Because it got it got to that level because I was just like not answering the phone. I lived in Detroit by myself, and well, I had friends, but I had just met those
Mm-hmm.
friends type of thing. Like I didn't have any
Right.
family or any tribe or anything like that. And I was just super duper lonely and had no idea what I wanted to do because I hated my job and
Mm-hmm.
it just really, 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 really sucked. But then 2018 came and I started traveling more. I started
Mm.
reaching out to friends more. I also came out that year, so that kind of made it go back down
Okay.
because family stuff, and
Right, right,
culture now that can go a million ways. All that to say, there's no, like you said, one size fits all for depression.
right,
Just because you hear, grand stories of crime, even that people have made it through certain things or are still currently going through certain things, that doesn't lessen anything that anyone out there is going through. I honestly
absolutely.
don't care if you're just really sad that you can't afford a purse that you really want. If that makes you really sad, boo, that makes you really sad. And that's
Right,
okay. And that's
right,
okay. But in finding and really, really deeply searching in what I hated because I knew that I didn't like what I was doing. I knew I didn't like where I was living. I didn't like who I was talking to at the time. I had a boyfriend, cut him off, didn't like him either. Like
right,
all
right,
of this stuff needed to change. And then I started looking for different outlets that could help me along this change because I wanted to change so many things about my life. So I think I had found this girl. I have no idea what her name is now, but she
mm-hmm.
basically put together like almost like a checklist planner of like how to find your purpose or something.
Mm.
And I worked that those like 4 pages backwards, front ways, sideways, all of that. Um, and then I just started blogging and then writing more and writing more and writing more. And when I really got into my journaling more and more and more, I I noticed some of the pressure was coming off. And once I learned or noticed some of the pressure was coming off, I was like, "Oh
Was it
shit,
from the writing?
yeah, it was,
Wow,
yeah, just
that's
journaling."
deep because I haven't. I was just telling my boyfriend this. I was like, I haven't journaled in so long.
Hmm.
I haven't picked up a piece of paper and a pen just to let my thoughts go.
Hmm.
And all the things that you're describing, not only did you help me in just now, but like I'm just really grateful because like the tingling in the fingers, like the I experienced that too,
Hmm.
so and what you said about if you can't afford a person that makes you sad, then should be a t-shirt. Because listen, if I'm sad, I'm sad. And sometimes you just have to literally have go through the ebb and flows and feel
And
and
feel.
not be interrupted by your feelings. And sometimes when people are going through things, we may not have the right answer at the time. And sometimes people just need to vent,
That
about
part.
what's going on rather than
Exactly.
be advised or given like I just think it speaks volumes when people can just listen.
Yes, it really does. And unfortunately, I kind of grew up in a house that didn't promote that.
Yeah,
So, and I feel like, most black kids do is like you're
right.
seen and not heard type of thing.
Hmm.
But when you internalize it for so long, journaling really, really helped me to validate my own voice just for myself. To
Ooh,
teach me that, yo, I really wanted this fucking purse, but I can't get it, and it's making me feel XYZ type of way, and then it's gonna come back around because you're gonna see someone with the purse,
right,
and then that could even be like a trigger or just an anxious reminder of like, okay, you need to go back to your journal and those feelings that you wrote down. Remember why you feel them. Just know that it's okay to feel them, and it'll pass. And they're
right.
likely to show up again in different facets, which is the part they don't tell you. And that pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Mm-hmm.
thought, once you figured it out, you just figured it out and you're good. But apparently not.
Right.
It just changes form so you can keep learning. Annoying.
Right.
But in
Right.
validating my own voice, I've opened my creativity up to many more facets
Ooh.
because I'm able to communicate what I felt in such a deep place where I felt like I couldn't speak. I didn't know what to say or how to explain whatever I was feeling so deeply, and it was hurting me so badly. And I felt like I could never explain it accurately to anyone else that wasn't
They can
me.
never understand like type
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. But in writing my own journey or writing my own that's nice. Writing my own journal. Writing in my journal.
About your journey.
It's kind of like I don't have to put so much pressure on the next person I'm telling it to because I know it for
Right.
already. I'm living it and I'm freeing it so I don't have to hold on so tightly. So I don't need that next person to be like, yeah, that is bad or yeah, that is whatever. Because they can always
Yeah.
say the opposite. And no one wants to hear
That
that.
part. That part. It's like I'm in a season of sometimes some things can be left to myself. I don't need to voice everything, but when it's time to voice it, I'm voicing it. I said what I said.
Period.
That
Period.
part.
Period.
Period.
And it's like it is never gonna, or not never, but it's likely that it's not gonna come off the right way.
Right.
Like, even I got to a point where, many people were more aware of my situation and my woes and all that stuff, but too many people were coming like, you should
Right.
do this,
Like,
you should do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And
no.
like, y'all are driving me
You
crazy.
are not in my shoes, so you can't walk my path.
You can't fit it. It's not your fit.
It's not your shoe size. Not even the right color you want.
It's not for you, babes. So I'm
Mm-mm.
gonna I'm gonna continue to figure it out. I'm gonna stay over here. I'm gonna figure it out.
Right, right. So you did mention you know the hardship you experienced in 2017, and I'm curious now looking back, how is it for you to show up when you don't feel like showing up?
Ooh, that's a good one. Um, ooh, I'm going to reference a sermon.
Ooh,
by-
come on, take us to church.
I got you. Okay, I'm a PK. I pull it out sometime.
Okay.
Um, what? Pastor Stephen Furtick, and I don't remember. It was last year sometime, but in his sermon he said, "When I show up, good things happen."
That's
And
it.
I took that to mean however I show
I
up is good enough. I don't need to fake
exactly.
it. I don't need to push more. If I don't feel like speaking, that's my personal thing, and I don't owe anyone an extra explanation
Hmm.
because I'm always going to be respectful. I'm always going to be, polite.
Right,
But
exactly.
giving more than I have to give, that's done.
For that's it's curtains for that in this season.
Like,
Let me see something real quick. Yeah, I feel like for a long time in my personal life, I always would gravitate and seek guidance and be so wanting to be so close to people because I felt so empty. Like my cup was, yeah, like I just wanted closeness, I just wanted companionship, I just wanted friendship, I just wanted a best friend, I just wanted this, I wanted that. And it's like, hold up, girl, you need you first. You
yes.
got to work on you first. That'll
Hmm.
come, honey, child, but not before the work that needs to be done.
Exactly. Exactly. And it'll keep teaching you over and over that it
Over
doesn't,
the cycle continues.
it will, because as much as you give to that other person, you're always at the end of the day going to be like, damn, I should have gave some more to myself.
And if you don't do that, how will you ever know how it feels to have a cup that's full?
A cup that's full. like
That's
just
deep.
full, like just all the time, just full. Like for
Just
you and
full,
yourself,
just ready to drink. Like, ooh.
like I forgot my wine.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Oh well, whatever.
That's okay. No, I totally understand that. I really do. So you've been in you're an engineer
Hmm.
and a creative and a
Yes.
photographer. Am I
Mhm.
missing anything else? Tell us
Um,
all of your gifts.
let me see. Oh, girl. Okay, hold
And
on.
and where can we book you?
On my website is
Period.
nadia.com.
Oh my
And then
goodness.
my email is all there and stuff. But I did get my formal, bachelor's of science in mechanical engineering. I
Wow.
yeah, oh, I'm the best HBCU ever on the planet. Let's go,
Period.
Aggie Pride. Okay, can't not do that. Okay, I am a creative in the capacity that I like creative direction, even being a content creator, even branding. I enjoy doing. Um, I also make websites, so Squarespace
Wow.
up doing that.
Where can we find your website again? Can you link that one more
Oh,
time? I'm gonna put it in the below.
for sure, it's nerdyanadia.com.
Perfect. That's on brand and simple. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can see my photography work there. I work in advertising space. You also find my blog that really got me. It's named my diary, but that's my personal
Ooh.
blog of like 2018 and 2019. Really, just blurting it all out to the world and really
How
to
does
myself.
right? How does that feel? Like, because I always get in these spaces sometimes where it's like I'm talking about my life. I'm you know being expressive, and sometimes I'm like, damn, like I want to do it all the time, but sometimes I don't know when I should cut it off. Like
No, I feel like honestly, why cut it off? I feel like
Right, right.
if anything, majority of my creativity or creations
Mm-hmm.
have been out of documenting, like just life that's going on, documenting my own struggles and battles. Like I want to go back and look at my journal entries and be like, oh, this is what happened, this is what I was going through, and this is how I got through it.
Right.
And even my coming out story is in there. Even the
Wow.
BS I was going through while I was doing engineering is up in there. And it was just, well, one, I just got really tired and busy, so that's why I stopped. But it was just, it kept me through, and it was something that I weekly did to just validate myself, um, connect with others because we were all still going through it, but
Yeah, you
nobody
said
talked
you had a
about
fun time during the pandemic, right?
I
Did
did.
did you start that expressiveness during the pandemic, or well, obviously, because I was following you and I was like,
Yeah.
this girl makes content,
Thank you.
content.
I think that's when I got more like at home time because before that I was in the office, 5 days a week, and
Mm-hmm.
traffic and BS or whatever was tainting my creativity. But while I was at
Mm.
home, I could put my computer like in a different room and put it on mute and then go make some TikToks and change my hair 5 times and do whatever I wanted to do in my closet or whatever. Um, I don't know. I don't know what happens in the pandemic. I just got to it and I was just like, okay.
Yeah, I was thoroughly enjoying the content and just watching all the beautifulness that was coming down my timeline. I'm just
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you. It's
yes.
coming back. We're
I
getting
can't
back to
wait.
cool stuff. I don't know. I'm excited. I feel good. And it feels good
That's
to
great.
feel good creating.
Right.
Because like even if
Definitely.
I redo or look back at some old stuff, it's still new.
Definitely. That's truth.
Yes.
So, how do you discover your inner strengths?
Ooh, my inner strengths. Honestly, I listen to others a little bit more because I
Mm.
feel like like most
That,
Black,
that's smart.
we do not be listening to compliments. Like we
Mm.
hear people, but we don't be listening.
And taking that like as like a note, like, oh, she just said I could probably do photography for the Grammys. Let me look into that.
like when people even see my photography and say, "Oh, this looks like something that could be in Vogue
A
or something,"
magazine,
I'm like,
right, right.
"Word?
What? Say that again.
Can you write it down?" Like
Right,
I have a
right.
notes section for my compliments, and I also have a
Wow, that's
photo album
beautiful.
dedicated to compliments because I'm bad at it. My negative self talk is still being like
Mm,
rewritten and overridden. So I need those very visual and
right,
objective compliments
right.
because if without like those type of reminders, like I can remind myself all day and am getting better at it, but my
Hmm.
negative self talk has had damn near 30 years to like, come back at me. So I need some
Yeah,
help.
I
And
know.
that's
I
the one.
understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I understand that because my self talk will be like, "Girl, if you don't," and it's like, "Girl, I did not invite you to this conversation. Please leave."
Like just busting down windows and doors for no reason all the time.
Right, and then have the audacity to go away when she wants to and come back again. Like, what?
Which
Where did you do
is
that?
like, I swear, because even when you
That's the
like
only. That's the
defeated,
only friend I don't want in my circle, and they just keep trying to inch their way back in.
like the most don't knock, don't call, don't say nothing. Just,
Mm-mm.
hey,
And
we don't
that's
like each
imposter
other.
syndrome, self doubt. That's negative self talk. That's all that stuff.
It really
And I'm
is.
like, and when I
And that
think about
comparison
stuff,
too.
and that comparison too, that part, and it's just a lot of different things that I'm just trying to work on as well with self talk, because it's like it could really, if you live inside your head, you'll live inside your head. But if you get outside and live out loud, it you can
Yeah,
quiet it a little bit. It's still going to be there in the background, but like just knowing that that other voice that's telling you the positive things is really the one you want to listen to, type stuff.
exactly. Exactly. And the more you listen, it's like the more you get ammo to your negative self talk because you can like then recall, be like, well, I also had this bad thought about a similar thing in the past, but I pushed past it and something like really good happened or I felt really good.
Right, and that's
And
how you discover a lot of things.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, it's all an error.
All it is. That's
And
all
it's
it
like
is.
weird because it's like now I'm like, I'm in I'm ageless now, because once I passed a certain age I was like, I'm ageless. But that's just for the viewers because they think I'm young, so I'm just going to keep thinking that. But
What matters?
right,
We're babies.
right. We are children, not children, but young adults that are young and fine and still got time.
Period.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's like, yeah, I'm just trying to take it one step at a time.
Hmm. That's all you can do. And even like celebrate yourself for that. Because
Right.
I know for me,
Because
there's a time I would have skipped 2 steps and, tried to hurry it up, but you
right,
can't.
right, right. So has there ever been like, I know, like, are you someone that when you deal with your depression, anxiety, or anything of like mental health wise, um, do you find that it's easier to like what I'm really trying to find out or ask rather is, have you ever felt like you were losing control of just self in a way that, I'm trying to ask this question in a very tactful way because it's like kind of loaded, but like
Mm-hmm.
it could be like a sentence answer, but I'll see. So so it's like, say for example, we're 70 years old now
Mm-hmm.
and we're looking back and it's like, oh my goodness, what would I do differently? Right. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, I would say something I would do differently and just moving forward is to work on just tactful communication.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I'm working on. And I feel like has been hard because my upbringing at times wasn't, I didn't always understand how to communicate. It wasn't something I saw things in my household, but it's like I didn't identify that as the right way. So I was all my life I was trying to search and find the right way to communicate. Because at
Mm-hmm.
one point at one point I was diagnosed with well, they thought I was, well, let's just put this out there. Some therapists and doctors cannot diagnose you on the first visit, and I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
So I think like she met me and she just assumed from like two sessions, she put a diagnosis on me. And I was just thinking to myself, like, I'm not claiming this, but
Mm.
I've claimed that, or I've not even claimed, but I know that I struggle with bipolar disorder, and I've dealt with it since I was 18. And
Mm.
communication has been the theme. So, what would you say is something that you're working on? I know you said compassion, but is there something else that you want to manifest in 2023 to just work on, like for yourself, like in that vein,
Um,
or not even that vein, but
yeah. Um.
I said a
Hmm.
mouthful.
No, it was a good mouthful.
Mm,
But
thank you.
I think I think the thing that's coming to me now is um hmm, expressing my truth the first time.
Mm. Ooh.
Um.
Please get into it.
Oh,
What do you
girl,
mean?
my pleasure. So last year, there were many examples of where I thought that I was very clear the first time, and then a secondary or even tertiary conference damn near had to be had because I wasn't clear.
Okay.
And then once I got to the words of that third time, it was. Um, and I don't necessarily like take on all of the blame for that, because
Hmm.
people, mindsets, whatever's going on.
Right, right.
Um, but with that, I think that because I have this special capability that I call it of anxiety,
Hmm.
I stay in my head so much, marinating over
Mm.
the words that I want to say, the words that I
Ooh.
think do or serve the best impact to how I'm feeling. I believe that I held back. I just held back a lot last year.
Mm. I can relate to that.
Like if somebody's asking me how I'm doing, I typically try to be pretty honest. Like I'm not just good. How are you? I'm like I'm making it. I'm
And
pushing it.
everybody's saying good. It's like, okay. Like, no, I really truly feel like I enjoy honest communication. So I
Exactly.
respect that.
Exactly. Um. So for me, last year, bringing that into the office was extremely difficult. But that wasn't all necessarily on the workplace environment, even though they were shitty. They were not that great.
Right.
But
Right.
because I had had previous engagements with terrible coworkers and toxic work environments, I was already built up with my walls and everything, and feeling that I
Mm.
couldn't express exactly how I was feeling because when I tried to in the past, it went like this type of thing, right? So when it
No, I can
came
relate to
to
talk to that.
girl, it's crazy.
Whew.
So when
Exhausting.
it came to trying to explain for so long, like, dude, y'all, I have depression, and sometimes I can't. Like, I want to, but I can't, and I don't know how to explain further that I can't. Um,
And that's kind of like a boundary in a sense.
it is. It really is, and it really is. Um, but sometimes it just wasn't respected, or
So you
something
have to
was flat
repeat
out
yourself.
ignored. So then I have to
Mm.
repeat myself, which then kind of digs me deeper into the pit of being triggered because I know what I said. So why didn't you hear me? So what's the point of me
Right,
saying it
that part.
again because you're not going to hear me?
Mm. So how do you
So
really tell somebody the second time? Like, how do you communicate the second time, you think?
I tried to lead with uh actions. I almost said
Okay.
imperative, but um I try to say, like, when I feel like this or when I communicate this, I feel this, and this, which means
I
I
feel
cannot
statements.
do this because of all of these things kind of standing in the way.
Now,
Um,
let me ask you a question about that part. Do you
yeah,
feel like sometimes people don't aren't owed like a full explanation when they've crossed, not even crossed the boundary, but just in general?
yes, 1,000%, 1,000%, because um okay, so I'll just put it like this. I've cut off family
Hmm.
members for different parts of
Hmm.
time. Like when I came out was probably, the biggest one because it caused all of this whatever. But and I was like cutting off my mom. So I was like, when
Yeah.
I learned that I could do that and still be okay and still be able to maintain whatever I needed to maintain for myself and still be respectful to her, but not cross my own boundary,
Or
I've learned
in detachment.
in
That sounds
detachment.
like detachment. Yeah.
Yeah, in complete and total detachment, because just because your boundaries or whoever's boundaries have been crossed, manipulated, stomped on, whatever, and they continue to deal with
Yeah.
that and deal with the person and deal with that process, knowing it's kind of probably happened a million more times, that doesn't mean that needs to be my ministry or my story. Period.
Man, you
Period. And
articulate
that's
that
what's
better than anyone could. You have such a you have such a way with words. It's like you can really articulate how you're feeling, and that's self-awareness. You should be very, very proud of yourself. Like, I don't know too many people that are that way. I'm glad we
thank you.
connected. Seriously.
Shout out to my freaking therapist, man. 2018 was that year for her, girl. She went in on me, and I appreciate her for it.
Yeah.
Miss Tanya was the shit. But that was
Yeah.
also my goal for that, or I think I was with her for like a year, maybe a year and a half. But that was my goal. I really wanted to nail down expressing myself without tears when I'm feeling whatever I'm feeling, or
Right.
even if I do have tears, I still need to be able to,
Expressing yourself.
because if you don't, people will literally tell you what you feel and tell you
Exactly.
what they see and tell you that that's what you feel because that's what they see and that's how they perceive it. And then tell
Right.
you perception is reality. I hate
Right.
that. I hate that thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
you're
was
fine.
trying to check our stream because we have actually live chat and people can send gifts and stuff. That's pretty cool. I just wanted to check that out. But yeah, so yeah, we're on the same page with that, girl.
Yeah, bro. Fuck that shit. It's
I
it's
feel like
like,
if you don't learn that, you will literally be like, you can literally, if you don't establish boundaries, if you don't detach, if you don't learn just how to move in this life, it will be very difficult to just move because you'll let people just take advantage. Excuse me, and that's just not okay. It's never okay.
it's not, and it's tiring because you can't satisfy them. So
Mm-mm.
even if you
You can never
did
satisfy.
anyone but yourself, really. Because
Yeah.
even if you follow every single thing that somebody else tells you to do, like to the letter, like they show you like the whole shebang,
Right. Right.
they're still gonna have something to critique or feel
Hmm.
unhappy. They're still gonna have feelings. They're still gonna be a human.
Yeah, humans disappoint you. You gotta, take care of yourself and just be mindful of like the interactions and things like that. But how would you give people advice on work life balance when it comes to communication? Because I'm sure people can benefit from hearing something like that.
Yeah, work life balance when it comes to communication. Um,
Like,
I feel like
respectful. Like you said, you're always polite, you're always respectful and things like that. So, how do you maintain it, I guess?
I feel like the best way that I got through it was still journaling. It was finding
Wow.
every day that I could look forward to, or I knew that if nothing else, even if I needed to talk shit in the middle of a meeting and I can't because that's rude or whatever, I can go to
Hmm.
my journal.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
cutting these people up.
Cutting these people up like look at Tanya.
Like,
She didn't shave her mustache today. What's going on?
like she forgot. She must be going through
Because I don't know who she was talking to in that meeting, but
something.
Tanya, good
But
to
Miss
meet me.
Man, but like getting jokes off, just freaking writing down groceries,
Exact,
like finding
exactly.
like those were the times where I really hated my job. But it was really just it was just finding
Right,
something else to like focus on, even if it was like five
right.
minutes and I could sneak away. And I know we all go to the bathroom and hide out for like however long we think is okay. So even if it was that
Yes,
or taking a walk around the office, walking outside, um, but that really brought my communication to a real balance in the workplace because I wasn't as charged up because
right.
I wasn't holding back. I had let it go.
Mm. That.
So
So, what does letting go feel like? You said it's like a release. So,
mm,
if you breathe in and out, do you meditate?
yeah.
Awesome. Do you do guided or?
Yes, I do guided and then I'll do music when like I'm doing something.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do you also enjoy like lo-fi vibes or? Okay,
Lo-fi
no.
is a
Not,
little like too chill.
what kind of vibes do you like?
I'll go to like Emily Sande's I think second album is called
Ooh, she's
Human.
amazing. I never heard
Girl,
that. I'm writing it down.
girl, this second album, it's called
It's
Human.
like her name is like Emily with not a Y, right? It's like a Lie.
Emily, I think it's just an I.
Right, Emily.
Emeli, I think. But
Yeah, I think
her
I know what you're talking about.
that second album was all about like the human experience to me and getting
Mm.
through depression, anxiety, ADHD, loss of focus, like everything. Like there's I think a song called like Real People.
Mm-hmm.
Um there's a song called like Extraordinary Being. There's a song called You're Not Alone.
Ooh,
There's just she goes off. She just goes off.
that's
But
crazy.
that album, Londrell, I think is his name. He's a black artist that does mostly like meditative and guided music. So he has a few, I think EPs or albums. I don't remember which one, but those ones are really good. And he'll read poems or affirmations for the chakras or something,
Well,
and
that's great.
just
And where do I
listen.
find him? On Apple
Oh,
Music?
he's yeah. I use Apple Music, but he's everywhere. He's really
Nice. Have you ever heard of Sheila Marie by any chance?
no.
Ooh, I'll have to send you that meditate. It's called Meditation Mixtape.
Oh, okay.
It's dope. First time I listened to it, I think I just let so much go. The first one I listened to was Acceptance. It's a
Ooh,
good place to start.
got you. Yes, I
On
think I'm
Apple
stuck.
Music.
Another good app for meditations and stuff
Hmm.
is in shoot. Let me remember it. Let me not fuck it up. Insight.
Headspace, Insight Timer.
Yeah,
I
Insight
love
Time.
that one.
Yeah.
I haven't used it in a while. I feel like these subscriptions are getting really ghetto with all these pricings. Like everybody's charging you for a subscription, like Netflix, Hulu. What y'all want from me?
Like I thought we all did this so it could be cheaper.
Right? Like it's not. It's a la carte at this point.
And who's doing that?
No, I want it all. Give me it
I
all
want
on one channel.
and that's why we
Right. Oh my goodness. Well, I want to kind of close out on a final question. Ooh, so what should we look for next from you?
Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, shit, that's a good one.
Whether it be creative content, new
Mhm.
projects, is there anything you
I
can give us a
think
little?
I think it'll be a new project.
Ooh,
And some people out there have seen me do podcasting for a while. I had to
ooh,
with some old friends, but think that I'm finally gonna start one by myself, and
I'm so excited about that. That's
Thank you.
amazing.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so I have like, my pitch thing, but I gotta like do it. So,
Right.
but I think
Yes.
that's gonna be probably the one that comes up the soonest.
Okay,
Um,
bet.
yeah, but then also always working on art pieces. So I'm working to finish a collection titled Black Men Feels. Um, Hopefully, I
Mm.
really want to finish it this year, but time and life, we'll see. But that's the one I'm really focused on this year.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, we look forward to
Yes.
seeing so much more from you. We have your website on Ticker right now, so everyone can go to your website and follow you at Nerdy Nadia. And I'm just really grateful that I know you, and I'm blessed to have you on the show. So,
Thank you. It's so mutual. I'm blessed to have this conversation.
oh! Yes, to more life and more excitement in creative endeavors.
Period.
That's all. And that's all, folks. We're going to see you in the next episode. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Oh,
Or
all that.
I'm
Take care,
jealous. I was
guys.
texting.
Oh,